The fact that a person is struggling to find time is actually a very good beginning point. And so let's start precisely there. The simple fact of the matter is that when we talk about the act of total consecration, we're talking about the act of giving ourselves completely to Jesus through Mary. However, that can't be done if I can't give my time. And this is why that issue of having difficulty finding time is actually a very good beginning point. The simple fact of the matter is we live in our time. And that means whatever is controlling my time is the real Lord of my life. And so an essential part of the preparation process for consecration is the learning how to take time away from the world so that I can give it to Jesus. And in doing that, what I'm doing is I am freeing myself from the grasp of the world, which is opposed to the gospel, so that I can become more available to Jesus Christ. That being said, it doesn't mean that the preparation process needs to take a lot of time, but it needs to be some manageable amount of time that I can give every day. And so that we're clear, 10 or 15 minutes that I can devote to the Lord every day is better than an hour that I can't. And within those 10 or 15 minutes, the important thing is not that I fill them with prayers that I'm reciting, but that my prayer have a particular intentionality to it. And so for Father de Montfort, as one moves through the cycle of preparing oneself to get ready, there are a series of 4 intentions that I move through. One is I ask God for the grace to recognize within me the false values of the spirit of the world and begin to reject them. As I do that, I begin discovering certain limiting realities about myself. And that prepares me for the next period where I spend about a week, a little bit of time every day, but through the day, asking God for the grace to truly know the reality of my life through my relationship with Him. In other words, how does God define me, not how does my world, my job, or my culture define me? Out of that, when I recognize that God calls me to live a certain way, but I don't always measure up to it, I turn to that necessary helper He's given me, which is Our Lady. And I come to know the way Our Lady helps me in my life precisely in terms of conforming myself to Jesus. For Father de Montfort, the moment I begin to trust Mary and to offer myself to her in trust, I'm already moving according to the Spirit of Jesus, who is the first person to trust Mary and the first person to give himself into the care of Mary. This is why the fruit of coming to know Mary is growth in the Spirit of Jesus Christ and knowledge of Jesus. If I can move over 33 days through that period with those 4 intentions, and again, supplement it by having read True Devotion or The Secret of Mary and understood them, praying some basic, simple prayers that can anchor me, but always for those intentions, then I will find myself ready to unite myself with the Spirit of Jesus to make an act of total consecration.